I just feel that I am grateful that I have been able to teach the young people here in the Gambia. When we first got here, we were looking at, we got a 6-bedroom compound. We were expecting our families to come. Some came, but just very few in between. However, we had students would come in and clean the house. And it was different for them than us in America. When you go to work, you bring a lunch. Well, they would come with nothing. So I started, so this how the school developed with me preparing food because that whole week, she didn't have any food other than what I had for her to eat. And she became ill on Friday. So Monday, we started the school. I started teaching them how to make the wild rice, because we liked wild rice. And I started assisting them with making stews with at least whatever's in season, we use that in the stew. And then I taught them, we put part of it in the freezer and the other we would eat off of it. So if we wanted to make a new stew, we would start over with the stew and then we would take the one in the freezer, let it thaw a bit and mix it in and add more spices because when you're eating food that's not common, you have to make it taste good.
Yes.
When they go and they buy a hamburger or pizza, it tastes good because they put all these additives. So I taught them how to use the spices. We don't use soy, but we do use the fermented one, like the liquid Bragg's aminos, for the flavor. Liquid brag, the Bragg soy sauce.
BRAGG. It's
BRAGG.
something we have in America big time.
Yeah, and it's also in the UK too, because I used to buy it in the health food stores when we were living there at the time. But that's one of the fermented ones, and I think a netto as well as tempeh. And tempeh is not like the soy. What do you call it? That those soy things, those patties. What do you call that?
You call
Soy
that,
things.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
soy.
the soy. Yeah,
Tofu.
tofu.
Tofu,
So
tofu, yes.
tofu is if it's like the Asians, they take it and they ferment it, and then they prepare it for you to eat. But when you buy it in the store, it's not fermented. It has a lot of contaminants in it. So I started, instead of using those things, I used the spices and herbs and mushrooms and, seaweed, sea moss. I put all those type of things out there for them to learn. And with the smoothies, I put at least 20 some things in my smoothies, and it's not easy because I balance it with, I may have mangoes, a little bit of papayas, bananas, what is it, plantain, and then I add in the different greens, so here we have the callaloo greens, and sometimes we have kale, and then I have some of the Gambian greens, and then I put in the ginger, a little garlic. I add in the cinnamon, chia seeds, the hemp seeds, pea protein. What else would I put in there? Fresh coconut. What else? And I just put all of these different things in there. And with that balance, it's a meal in itself. When I would we take a jar like this to work, that would last us for 4 hours before we would eat the next meal. And I started helping these young people here. They look so much better than they did when they first started.
Yes,
Okay, now,
because I met a young man here. I was talking to him a couple of days ago. He told me, "Oh, Dr. Joe looks familiar. I've had his wife, Mama Naasira, food in the
What?
Gambia." I said, "Oh." He told me I went to the restaurant or to the home, and they gave me food. I said, cool. He said the food was very, very nice. So I said, okay. Yeah, you tell me he came to he went to your home and have
Yes.
lunch at your home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was telling me that yesterday. He was telling me that because he saw the video
Wow.
and the comment he was telling me that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's amazing. Many of the our folks from the UK, with the Caribbean background,
Hmm.
they love our food. It's because coming from the Caribbeans, you have that plethora of so many fruits and vegetables exposure than we've had in America. You know,
Yes.
we Yeah, so when because I took the food and of course became more international and shopping in a lot of the health food stores. San Francisco, Berkeley, we have some of the best health food stores I think in the country. And so my money have always gone on food. I'm not a material thing for clothes. I remember, guys would give me money to buy something for myself. I go straight to the health food store. They said, "Well, I thought you was gonna buy." I said, "Oh, what?" Because that's my thing, and so that's why I say I prepare food for people like I prepare for myself. No additive, nothing, none of that. It costs more money. Now, it is true, a lot of people, they'll come and they will eat, and once they get healthy, they won't come back because they're not used to spending, maybe like in America, we may spend $50 or $60, a meal, and I've spent $90. Last year, the two of us had gone out to eat. It cost us $150 in this vegan restaurant. This sister, the food was so good, I didn't care. I just bought and brought some home for the next day. So food is and the thing of it is, people look at us and they say, "God, you guys eat so much food, but why are you so small?" Because the food we eat, it nourishes the body, and then it immediately eliminates. We detox regularly. We don't. If I sometime may have a little challenge, it's because I ate too much bread. Because I like the roti bread. So I have to add more vegetables in there to balance it out. And drink plenty of water. That's important.
Now, as Mama was talking about food and the importance, to have a good relationship, you're working on healthy eating. So keep in mind that the way our body is set up, it's made for eating alkaline things, fruits, vegetables, grains, legumes, beans. That's basically, those are things in nature. But when you start eating food that has been altered, it's acid to your body. And when you're eating things that are unwholesome like that, your body has to take the nutrients. It takes nutrients right out of the minerals in your body. So over time, you can end up with like weak bones or osteoporosis. So it's very important that you and your mates, you guys make a conscious effort to stay away from those acidy kind of foods, like anything with the white sugar. Anything that is white, it has bleaching agents, and those bleaching agents cause a problem.
In the dairy.
And the dairy itself, that creates more calcium, or you're calcifying the pineal gland. So you look at things like the milk, the eggs, the cheese, and then you jump back on the other things that go with that. You have to stay away from the alcohol and the caffeine. That's not to be confused with nicotine, because just nicotine in and of itself is not a problem. It's only when you add things to it. The same with cigarettes. I don't recommend it, because anytime you put a match to something, you change it from being what it was to a chemical, and that can cause a problem with your body.
So are you saying that no matter the health condition that you may have, food is the medicine?
Food is the medicine.
Yes.
Exactly.
And your medicine should be your food. So when you're putting in acidy things like your your artificial sweeteners, your fruit juices that are sweetened with my God, you know what I'm talking about, and eating white flour.
Fructose.
Yes, eating
Yeah.
white flour, that has no nutritional value, and eating those things that, like the pastries, the cakes, and those things that aren't wholesome. Hey, as a couple, I think it's important that you guys work on your nutrition because that affects your body, that affects your mind, and that your communication can certainly be off if somebody's constipated. What'd you say? Huh? Okay.
Because
Yeah.
Dr. Joe, many years ago, I have like at the back of my house, I say I will start to grow my own food.
Yes.
I use the crates, the plastic crates. I
Mm-hmm.
put it on my roof, on my
Oh, okay.
tool shed. I
Wow.
use every space I could find. And I
Yes.
collect the soil, the horse manure. I
Mm-hmm.
avoid too much of those. I don't know pesticides, no pesticide. I got so much food like spring onions, leeks. Look, I already start planting garlic for this year.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah, so
amazing.
for next year I start planting garlic already. So I know how
Yes.
important, and I avoid the Chinese garlic as much as possible. I look at the Italian garlic and I grow it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow.
So then
Yeah.
I
That's
know
wonderful.
the importance of food. So I grew 42 different types of food a couple of years ago.
Wow,
Um,
that's
from,
amazing.
from cucumber to garlic to leek to chard.
Wow.
I grew
No wonder.
everything in a small space, but you could see the amount of food I got. I grew pumpkin vertical, so it's growing up on a wall.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. That is
So
great.
yes,
So yes.
so I use the space I've got. I know how important food is, and so that's one of the things again that people have to start to do: grow their own food. Get a little
Yes.
container, put it in a porch,
That's
because
right.
if you don't control the food, if you don't
Yes.
control what you eat, somebody will control
Well,
you.
absolutely. Absolutely. Now, look
So
at your
is he growing this?
oils.
Are you growing this in the UK or are you in Jamaica?
In the UK,
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, one has to
Wow.
be aware of the oils, and Mama Naasira, as she pointed out, we use extra virgin olive oil
Or
or
coconut oil.
coconut oil. And here, palm oil. Palm oil is good if you have the kernel. But when you separate the kernel from the oil, it has a tendency to become rancid or spoiled, and that can be a problem. But yes, so
And too much of it. It's good to minimize any oil, if you can. I have to talk to my students about the oil because
Mhm.
I was looking at one of the chefs. I had just bought this really quality olive oil, and she was making the stew, and I saw her lift it up and was pouring it. I mean, and so I didn't say anything because I've learned to just wait. And so when I got ready to wash the dish, I saw all this oil in the bowl. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna now have to bring it to her attention because we can make stew without any oil."
Yes,
You
and
know?
we have an air cooker, so we can
Yeah, the
cook things
air fryer.
without that, the air
Yeah.
fryer. And, we stay away from those poly
Saturated.
unsaturated oils.
so again, nice talking to you. Thank you for taking your time out to go and
Thank
have
you.
conversation with us, to feel free, to
Yes.
allow nature to guide our so whatever we say, and to speak it out in the most natural way as possible, because we are nature, and nature is us.
Yes.
Yes,
And also I wanted to thank Brother Galactic Clyde
absolutely.
for making this happen to introduce us to you and refer us to you. Um, he's an amazing man. I watched the video when you interviewed him, and he's an amazing, knowledgeable astrologer, all the science stuff. He's the man.
So thanks again.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
too.
You're welcome.
And we'll see
Nice
you
talking
again
to you.
soon.
Speak soon.
All
Okay,
right.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Peace.